This is divine feminine. Oh, I was about to say this is divine masculine. Interesting. Every time I come on, it's like I'm shifting and finding other things to say. Yes, this is divine sunshine. Still want to say divine masculine. Interesting. Must be really thinking this way. It's the divine masculine. Maybe the divine masculine is taking over the show. You keep saying it. Like, I want to jump in. I am coming to you with today's the current energies. I've pretty much been inspired, and I said, well, I'm gonna come on because I got to do a reading after this. And so I want to really just kind of take a look at the energies. I'm noticing some things that's going on. I'm like, why is this in the way? Oh, it's showing. There are some energies that's currently going on. That it's a lot of us looking towards our divine feminines and divine masculine selves to kind of come up with the answers to get us out of things. I'm picking this up very strongly. It's getting us almost to the point that we even looking to each other for the answers. And that's an issue. Because I told you, as far as what we had did the work in 2019, we were to start looking towards ourselves to have understand that we have the solution within us, that everything that we need, that we really did no longer have to be looking towards our divine counterparts for the answers to what's going on. It was funny. I was looking at my jacket and seeing. I was like, "Whose face is this?" I see like Sylvester and Tweety Bird. That's right here. That was looking, and always is always the chase of everybody's like we were trying to know even growing up. Well, what is Tweety Bird? Is Tweety Bird a girl or a boy? And sometimes it was always kind of misconception, and I think it came out. It was like Tweety Bird is a boy, and so and Sylvester we definitely know is a male cat, and it always was chasing. And she was, Tweety Bird will always be saying, I thought I seen a pretty cat. I did. So what it made me think about is about looking at it and saying it's about the illusions as to what are we actually seeing. And that's why I told you all earlier, it's really important that you get into the heart and the cusp, they were saying, of things. I guess that's like really where it would be, that was really called the apex, where everything is really actually meeting towards. We talk about making this connection, but what's at the center of it? They're bringing to me that's what we got to really look. What are we basing the center upon, this connection upon? Is it really, yeah, I'm doing the spiritual work, but at the same time I'm still looking at the end that I'm going to get him in the physical? Or are we actually truly still looking and saying, okay, I'm just going to do the work regardless. I don't care how this ends up. All I know is at the end of it, the prize is me. And then I'm going to end up with a very beautiful and intelligent and spiritually divine me at the end of this journey regardless. That's really truly the destination. I'm talking with one of my clients and trying to help her kind of get an understanding. And then also another client. Now when I kind of talk to clients now, you see me kind of like push it back to you. I got to follow suit. I am a coach, and it's no longer I'm going to keep on spoon feeding you this year. I'm going to give you a little bit, and then after that, I'm going to start throwing it back to you and saying, okay, well, what do you see? I know after a while I say, well, you the psychic, you the reader, you supposed to tell me. No. At this point, I'm going to be really throwing it back to you and saying, okay, now what is it, the answer? Why is things happening like this? This weekend I did see Twin Flame All Stars, his thing too, and I felt that also in the ether. So a lot of times all they're doing is pretty much confirming. This week is really about you just really concentrating on self. Let's get your game plan together as far as that, like really saying, like they say on the apex or the cusp, I don't know what that is. They really saying like really at the end of it. What's the basis of that X? What's at the center of you crossing energies with the divine feminine and divine masculine within yourself? What is really holding it together? What's the belief? that's holding that X as you're learning how to eliminate and get rid of some things. What is the core of your actual belief in the current energies that's going on? A lot of us are still looking towards, we faking it, again, just like Tweety Bird. I thought I saw a pretty cat. I did. You thinking, but a lot of times, as far as where you think this divine masculine or this divine twin soul journey is actually going, but you ain't really too sure. It's like you're seeing pieces of it. Like, okay, I think I know where I want it to go, but in actuality, where is it actually going? Don't nobody believe it but me, which makes it a very isolated, and makes you go like the Ghetto Boys. My mind's playing tricks on me. Is this really? You've got to get to the point. I like how Twin All Star says, and I always give credence to other people. I believe also if you're quoting other people as well, and you're taking some of those good sound bites from other people, that it's good to give credence to them as well, because that's not your own thought. But I liked how he was saying that, you got to get to the point that you are understanding it's you that you are really actually trying to become one with. It's the soul coming together. And that's really the whole thing of the whole purpose of it, is just about the soul journey and getting there as well, and understanding to become whole. That's what we talk about, the union with self. The only thing that I hit the rubber hits the road, and we kind of split in part ways with the twins flame all stars, whatever his is that he doesn't believe in the childhood wounds. He doesn't believe in looking towards the past to help you get there. He's just saying, you just do the journey, just look within, get back and align with your own soul, and that's it. But my thing is, if your childhood wounds have scarred you, he said it's all in your thinking, which is true. But even if you have gotten to the point that your childhood wounds have gotten to the point that you're not thinking clearly, and how you're able to make that journey to that soul to be able to align. If you got past issues or karmic issues that have happened from past lives that play upon subconsciously or in the background, is playing along with this default programming that your soul has, how are you supposed to be able to get aligned with your soul? That's the only thing that him and I kind of like part ways on, is saying it's not possible. It's, you got to work through all that crap, like they say, the bag lady, in order for you to actually get to that actual point. So that's where we kind of differ there. You get your soul, but your soul, if you got to go through all this other past and how you view yourself, and because the way you view yourself is the way how your parents had instituted in you, then you're going to have to make that journey as far as looking at the psyche. I agree with him too. I think it's very simple as far as how you to be able to do that. I don't think it's all this extra stuff this happens, because once I start saying, okay, now I got to do this, now I got to do this, now I got to do this, it becomes complicated. I get overwhelmed, and then I'm ready to throw my hands up and saying, just forget it. I don't want no part of this journey. That's when I know I'm getting off of really trying to get in alignment with my soul and knowing which way to actually go. I think it's very simple. The simple thing is follow your heart. Your heart will tell you actually where you need to go. Or the heart is the heart is also, I was about to say, the heart is the window to your soul. So you'll be able to get a good bird's eye view as to how you're going to get into this alignment with yourself. Resonates, it feels good, just like I said in the other video about divine feminine. Beware, take the stuff and see, does it resonate with you. It doesn't matter who's the source is coming from, myself, TV, your mama, Uncle Ray down the street, whoever. Check it, shift it out, and see. Okay, does that resonate? Is that true in my heart? Does that empower me to go on ahead and move forward? Or does that make me sit back and say, I don't know, but then maybe later on say, you know what? Divine Unisoul has had a point. I didn't see it then, but now I kind of can't, it resonates with me now. Or is it something that had been said and you like, I listened to so-and-so Buddha, 11:11, and I like Booty 11:11. That ain't hit on me. That made me. A matter of fact, it triggered me, made me feel worse. Really made me just clutch the pearls and clutch my chest. It's like, oh my God, that just hurt me in such a way. And when you walked away from that channel, say I didn't feel empowered at all from watching Booty 11:11 channel at all. So this is my thing, about that. Just take a little bit more of discernment. So now that's it. I had to do my 10 minutes to talk with you all, because I know a couple of you all say, I love when you talk to us. That's my coach. Again, I am a spiritual coach and teacher. So you're going to get those tidbits. I'm not no more playing around with you all and separating that stuff, because you saying it's too long. I just won't get to the reading. It's no more about that anyway. You should be wanting somebody to talk, to feed your soul, feed your spirit, get you empowered for the week, and say what you got to actually do. So like I said, them days is over with now. The coddling and the smoothing you and trying to get you on that kind of way, it just hit. I just hit you with the truth, but not in a nasty way. Like a coach that say, I believe in you, but I'm going to press you when you don't want to be pressed. And I'm going to say, all right, now take the water, get up off that flow. Let's go. You done cried about what the divine masculine did, and let's get to going. That's enough. Now that's my style of doing things about that. And then when it's afterwards, we gonna chest bump, high five, fist bump, and all that, and then celebrate. And you gonna feel good because you say, you told me I could do it, and I say I sure did. That's my thing. That's why I'm here to give you the keys into union. Keep energizing yourself into union. All right, so let's go into this. Don't forget, I have the special. I have not clear on Divine Unisouls 11.co. I still have not taken down the sale, so secretly it's like a secret sale. If you're still on here, do go on there and get it. If you do not have your meditation, the one, the self-worth one, or the heart-to-heart, so far I've been getting real good reviews on those two meditations. Do buy them while it is dirt cheap. Like some of them ain't number $2. Meditations that's really been impactful. April Williams went on and gave a review, got a wonderful review. Everybody's been pretty much coming out, had a nice wonderful review on the playground experience. Put that on the community tab so you all can look and see about that. That program is about using counseling, guidance, coaching from me, and then also energy clearing through, I call it the goddess method, which she helps you really get in touch with the mother Gaia and be in touch with the mother earth. That's a different clearing. Like I said, again, us as divine feminines is beautiful. We have that ethereal clearing and all that stuff in the energy and spiritual, but then you need to find about as far as in the physical plane, how you can have the clearing through your body and then through different movements, and how you can get grounded into Mother Earth, where we are actually are living, which is in the physical. We are spiritual beings having a human experience and learning how to balance out both of those different things too as well. Okay, so now this week, what's the biggest thing as far as energies we have here is, what did you learn from your biggest regret? That's interesting. I looked up there and I seen 1331, which is interesting that they reflected each other. So 13 is like a death. Understanding that really right now it's important. Some of us is really going into this ego death, or you call it the dark night of the soul, or whichever way you want to say, but we're just getting them last remnants of things that are blocking us from really truly being the expression of what we need to do as far as being light workers. Remember, light workers is, again, I got for somebody else's channel, but I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna run with it, and I put my own little twist. You shine the light on yourself, on the different dark places on yourself, so that you can take that same light and flash it upon everybody else, and so you can be a beacon of light for everybody else to follow. Okay, and that's what it is. Because you shining light and everybody else shining light, we make this world a brighter place. That is the meaning of why we are light workers. It ain't just about the outside. They keep on telling us about the mission and the purpose and all that stuff, and you're like, oh my God, what I can do in the world. You get yourself right, then I get the whole world right. That's the way you look at it. So this week we're dealing with, what did you learn from your biggest regret? So I look back at the year 2019. 19, but I say 1919. Oh, Lord. I got to look that up, see what was going on in 1919. So you look at 2019 and you're looking and saying, what did you learn? Because a lot of us had a lot of stuff that had been brought to us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that made us say, you know what? It's something that I could have done differently. I think about now, even with me taking this course that I'm doing with this past life regression, and she's talking about the life in review. And a lot of times that before you pass over, you had this life in review where you look over and you see about what things that, was you did well. You look at yourself, I guess it's your higher self, and you sit down and say, okay, I did pretty well there. You look again, look at something else, and oh, crap, I could have did way better. She's like, don't nobody, according to what they say, nobody else, nobody from the other one be judging. It's just you and your higher self, the God within, and like really saying, okay, yeah, I could have did way better on that right there. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Ooh, I was evil there. Ooh, Lord, I cut them up real bad. That air is fire. Went flame on. And they made them extra, like I tell the kids, say you burnt up extra crispy like KFC fried chicken. Baby, I made sure they burnt, and they ain't ever come back from what I said there. Okay, maybe I could have did that a little better. Okay, maybe I want like a second chance and kind of get that a little right there, that piece right there. Same thing. You've been doing, you ain't been deaf. That's why we call it ego deaf. It ain't been like a deaf like the real deal Holyfield deaf. But you didn't got to the point that you didn't have that ego deaf that it made you had this kind of like life in review and saying, how could I have did that a little better? And I sure in the hell don't want to repeat that back in year 2020. That's the same thing, just like what I'm saying now. I done came too far. The DM and I, we had something this morning, and I said, listen here, I be damned. I done prayed too hard, and did too much practicing and too much stuff for you to kind of throw me back up into that old mindset about something about how you do things and how you react to stuff. And I said, okay, let me see how I can handle this way differently this time with you on this thing, because I'm practicing us. I've been every day. I try to make sure I stay in that vein of understanding it's us. It ain't no you and me. There's no separatism. I really do work very hard in making sure that I keep in that vein, even if I'm not using the words like they say that ain't nothing but cosmetic using the words. It's like, how are you really digesting and take that in to really create that? It's just not a separatism ideology that you have accepted between you and the divine masculine. I looked in him and I look and see now as a mirror, okay, what you expressing right now, what is it that I need to work on? Okay, you're not believing. Now this is what came to me too about the divine masculine. I then came to the point that some of these divine masculines have given up on source. Rather it's God, Allah, Buddha, whoever that you belong to or you believe in. Some of them have, I tapped in his spirit. I said, you done kind of gave up. Now, if I asked you to sit here and do this act of prayer with me, and you kind of him hawking and coming up with all different kind of daggone excuses not to do it, that when I said, what's going on with him? What's going on? It's been easy for me to say, oh, let me go and tap into my favorite psychic that I had that really knows him well. And I said, we ain't doing that no more. Tap into him. Hell, you got people seeking advice from you and you can't even find it yourself. What's going on with you? Now, I talk to myself like that. That's why I say you ain't getting talked to no different than the way I talk to myself. And I was like, well, let me see. I said, okay, he done gave, when I'm tapping in, I'm feeling he done gave up on source. He don't believe source can come through for him, one. And number two, he doesn't believe in some ways that source, that he's worthy for source to come through for him on that. So I said, okay, that's his thing. Now flip it back on you and see what's going on with you. And I was like, yeah, there has been some times when I'm thinking about love things and things having things to manifest even with me that it ain't came through, and I semi kind of gave up on that as well. And so he was coming through and telling me, what, this is why it seems like I keep telling you, but we're gonna keep on telling you why it seems like it's not manifesting. Again, it's not time. You wasn't supposed to have him in that type of form. He wasn't ready. You aren't ready. You're getting there. Different things of that, and there was other things that they reviewed with me as well, and they were saying it just wasn't for you. We didn't want you to have it that way. And what we trying to bring, when we tell you no, we try to bring bring it to you and showing you that there are other options out there, that you know, to stop looking for it to come this, expecting it to come this one way, knowing that it's other ways that we can supply you with what you want to manifest. And I say that's the same thing. I say I got it. That's the same thing it is with him. And then also the key word is expectations, you know, just letting it go. Okay, I say, you know what? So I say, okay, I got you. I see what I got to work on. I say, so I hit him back and I say, okay, you know what? You understand, maybe you not, you know, I done went on, I prayed, I pretend you was there with me. I'm going to let it go, let it flow, whatever way you come and expressing yourself as is, we just going to let it go. And I say, and then I use my usual sign off with him to have a beautiful day, you know, and that's it. And I say, ain't no getting upset with him because this is the way he's showing up. He still has some reservations. This is it. No matter how beautiful he has shown himself before, to say we in a metaphysical partnership, it's still some remnants of stuff to say, okay, you taking me too fast. I ain't quite ready yet. And that's the same thing with me. And so then minutes later, he comes up with this beautiful Psalms 95 he sends to me. And I'm like, that's all I was asking for. But see, I had to release it because I was expecting him to perform right then and there, until he came to a point and said, no, this is where I feel like showing up. And I said, thank you. And that's it, you know. And I said, let me just go ahead and go on by my business. I said, what did that show you? Release, let him show up the way he wants to show up. And you know, usually when he does, he blows your mind. It goes over and beyond that. Stop trying to control. And that's the same thing we even deal with my client. I was talking to her today about this control thing. You know, this is the biggest regret, because some of us, if we look back and see throughout the whole underlying theme, we were trying to control how our divine counterparts had showed up for us. And that's the biggest regret. And that's the thing that we got to learn, is to let it, I hear Tony Banks, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Which that was really the last pearl of wisdom that my dad had gave me before he went on ahead to his next going on ascension experience, which was, he's like, well, we gonna have to let things just flow. We just gonna have to go with the flow, baby. That's all I can tell you. Now, he ain't told me I ain't used it. He probably say that my dad had a thing, he hit his head a lot of times, you know, if it's frustrating him, or he'll shake his head like and laugh. It's like, you'll get it in time. I say, I see a lot of green. You'll get it in time. Or on myself. So there's some things that's changing. I can see. That's where you want, I can see that or green. Things are changing. So my thing is again, understand, we just got to go with the flow about how it is. How we go with flow. Just go ahead and concentrate on yourself. I call it distract yourself. Because that is the biggest regret that we should have learned collectively as divine feminines, or whoever's watching the channel, because I'm still getting directed. I got this fork in the road. We keep on saying it's the divine feminines that's coming, that's watching this stuff, and spirit is telling me that ain't so. That's not true. I buck the system, so I don't care how you saying that. It's the ones that's awakening. They might not know what the hell they watching or understanding, but like I said, you got to remember, like that infinity sign, that flow of exchange of energies. We swap. Sometimes I'm in my divine masculine self, and sometimes he says his divine feminine self. Like today I was in the divine feminine self, he was in his divine masculine self. And he was like, nah, I ain't kind of budging today, you know. You trying to move me in the way I don't want to go. And, you know, this is it. And we have really been absolutely flowing back and forth. That's because the pressure getting on him, and he can't really go into that higher, Zen thing of really like, let's flow with it. But he's getting better, and I can tell. Okay, let's look at the overall things as far as energies. That's again another coaching thing. What did you learn? So that's going on to that. Clear. Let's look at what the universe, what's the overall theme that we got to do, or energies that we got to deal with this week. What's the overall? Woo-hoo-hoo. That's quite a bit. Energy kind of wild. That's quite a bit here. Okay, I was going to say no, but it said if we threw it out there, we threw it out there. So I'm going to obey it, but I'm not going to go into too much. Because like I say, some parts I'm not going to talk, and I'm going to let you look and see for yourself. What does that? Ooh, but they're good cards. What does, what is the underlying themes this week? So again, while you got, I'm almost feel like a teacher say, you got enough on your assignment to be paying attention to what's going on with you, that you ain't got to pay attention to what the heck going on with your divine counterpart whatsoever. This is quite a bit, but they're telling me it's the reason for all of it. So this is my question to you as a coach. This week, they want you, the powers that be wants you to concentrate. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that dizzy thing, like it's about to say, drop down. That's them. Okay, so the powers that be want you to think about, oh, I didn't put the light on there. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. It just hit me. What's the thing here? Where'd you go? Okay, thank you. You told me about that one. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what you call it. There we go. Probably that time. There we go. Burn off. Okay, excuse me. You see my booty. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. So I wish I could cut it out and edit it, but that's all right. The thing is that they're telling you. Ooh, did it come out there? Oh my God. Okay, I know wait. Okay, ain't that bad. Okay, all right. So so the end is the guys are telling me this is that the integrity. I told me to move to get the energies moving too. This week they want you to work with these following energies and see with yourself how you can be able to work with it, which is integrity, joy, benediction, liberation, meditation, forgiveness, hope, courage, balance, and communion. So they say it's almost reading like a sentence. So I'm gonna do almost like when I was teaching, they used to give us like words, and you had to kind of like find a story of how you could connect all this stuff together. So it's saying through your truthfulness and being really truly honest about who you are and your identity, which is going to create that balance within you, which is going to give way to your joy, understanding that you are the twin flame they have dolphins, that is extremely intelligent and has your own way of communicating with the world, which is going to help you to be able to sparkle like, oh, I see that, like this is a golden like gem that they have there. So that could be centrine, which means to create your wishes to come true. You also hold the benediction, which is like coming up with a theme of like the ending or the word or affirmation that will become true, that causes closure to what is actually happening in your life, which is going to create this freedom. You're going to be like this eagle. So some things are going to happen and occur that's going to make you fly higher above the storm, and which is going on with things and the illusions that you cannot see, which is going to get the spirituality and the spirit to get to moving into creating this newness of this manifestation into your own world, into the 3D. But until then, you've got to go higher. You got to elevate and go higher and not get caught up with all of the 3D illusions that's actually happening. How do you do that? You achieve that through meditation. Meditation, becoming one, becoming enlightened, finding new ways and solutions as to how you are able to create this newness within. Then you have to also find yourself forgiving yourself for things that you had done in the past, and forgiving yourself for the things and the emotions that maybe you have also had expressed as well, because this is going to help you to give hope for the future, hope for the now, hope for the present. And it's going to create this peace in knowing that you are going to have what you desire. You've got to find courage as you wait, and you're waiting for these things to shift in your environment. I see a lot of red, which means you've got to get grounded and rooted in what you are actually seeing as well, and into your universe. Although you got to believe in the unseen to know that it is on your way. While you do become encouraged, make sure you create balance with that, because the ego has a way of trying to protect you, as I heard the reader said. And so it was Tim Green who had said that, and said you got to find some kind of type of balance, because ego will protect you and stop you from becoming this expression of unconditional love, which means not to put conditions or boundaries or expectations on certain things, which is going to keep you inside a box, but understanding that you are like a circle, which is eternal as well, and not just in that box. And also what we're talking about with, and then this is going to leave you communion with self, communion with the other twin flames in the community, communion with what's happening in the world, which is going to have this communion, because I see green here. This starts in the heart. Okay, different colors that I see that's being represented here. Definitely you got a lot of solar plex energies that's being set, so you will work with that this week. Do some clearing with that. I will go to Jupiter 1111's doing a clearing, or DreamQueen's also transmutation, work on those areas too. I see also blue, which to me is also a manifestation of the in your bridge, your throat chakra, how you're expressing these things. I see red, get rooted and grounded in these things. That's not yellow. No, that's yellow. That's a golden one. Red. So you got your root chakra, and then also in your heart chakra. So the main one you start with would be your solar plex first. Work your way into it's a whole bunch. They say really getting into that. And then you got your root chakra, you got your communication, and then you got your heart. Okay, those are the things, because that's the most predominantly things that's help you to move into this understanding of what's going on, this energy this week, is to get grounded, get into your standing, your authority about stuff, get grounded into it, be able to communicate, use your bridge to be able to do that, and then also get it into your heart, because your heart is also going to help to manifest these and get that to be true. Okay, those are the energies. So ask yourself, how can you work with integrity this week? How can you work with joy? How can you work with benediction, liberation? Let me show. Can say show it. How can you work with integrity? How can you work with joy this week? How can you work with benediction this week? How can you work with liberation this week? How can you work with meditation this week? How can you work with forgiveness this week? How can you work with hope this week? How can you work with courage this week? How can you work with balance this week? And how can you work with communion this week? Okay, those are the things in which they want you to actually be looking and seeing. How can you create that shift? Okay, that's your coaching. That's for you to go ahead. I told you to do that. Also, they bring it to me about Jupiter 1111 when I did Ladies Night. She was gracious enough to come on right on the spot in a moment and do some light language. We mentioned and we talked about in that light language about this eagle. This eagle is back again. Again, you know, because I believe in the Native American things. It's also with animals and totem. Animals being also a spirit, being able to totem spirit to be able to tell you about what kind of spirit you need to take on as well. Okay, so that is popped off very much so, very strongly for this that you need to work on. In the feminine energies, clear this week. I'm gonna try to do it 45 if that's possible. We'll see. Might be an hour. You got to have the Joan of Arc spirit, the warrior of light. I have a still like faith in myself. The angels of armor are with me in conviction. So you got to take on this understanding that you got to have faith in yourself. Notice it didn't say anybody else this week, divine feminines. So the current energies is for you to become warlike. Wave the banner for yourself. This is your coat of armor. Coat of armor. Remember back in the days when they had in the medieval times, you had your coat of armor. Spirit is telling me also, think about that. Do an assignment, which is create your own coat of armor. Because you know, usually back at times in the medieval times, a coat of armor was representative of what your whole family and your lineage was. Okay, and we have told you that we really coming through here now to kind of clean up the bloodlines and to come up with, excuse me, because this brown stripe is slowly creeping down, to clean up and come up with a new way of doing things, whether it's love or being educated or whatever it is like that. Create your own coat of armor this week that represent. It's usually broke up into like 4 boxes. So you have your coat of armor. I did that one time with sign with my kids, and then put in different symbols in there, and you say, what does that represent? And then that creates your own flag or your own coat of armor, in which you are flag, which you are actually creating for yourself. That's your symbolism that you'll work with. That all this week they'll help you to kind of trigger you to kind of say, okay, now get back in line. This is what we standing for. This is our own coat of armor. This is what we in our divinity and our walk, what we stand for. Okay, for the divine masculine's energy, what's going on? Clear. What's the energy for the divine masculine this week? Got 2 cards. You know, I don't know this one off the top of my head. So what we got? Oh, we got 3 energies. Say stop lying. It look like say turn around. Turn around. Every time I get a little bit loaded, come around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit hear my heart around. Bright eyes. Every now and then I follow around. Bright eyes. Yeah. So I need you tonight, and I need you more than ever. I need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start to. Falling apart. Total eclipse of the heart. Did all that. I was like, they own you. I do not serve the rights. I do not own the rights to the song that I'm singing, but that just came to me. Okay, so something about the eclipse with that came to me. All right, then. So we have the 7 of Wands. I thought I wasn't going to do no singing. 2 of Swords. And the Magician card. Oh, snap. And this Magician here, baby, this 5-year-old down, got that chest out there, got that big sword of truth. It's like he is sharpening up this sword of truth here. And it's funny that the candle is of a woman, a naked woman, because I'm picking up because of you, divine feminine, and your truth, your standing in your nakedness, which means I'm just here. I ain't putting on no other show. What you get, what you see is what you get. And the light, and you becoming enlightenment, and you holding up the light to kind of show him the way. It's like, maybe it's like, it's game on, gloves off. I'm going for this truth. I'm really now at the point that I'm really kind of like sharpening it. I got this cup right here, which is this cup of love. I got this table that I'm seeing, I'm looking at what I'm putting on the table as well. Is that like an incense? Like an incense ball right there. Like, you know, used to put incense in to get smoke. It's like getting the fragrance of love. And also what I'm putting on the table, I see both of the signs here, feminine and masculine. To me, it looks like I'm working with both energies to make this happen. And I see a balance, and I see a sacred almost shape here. That's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 cents. That's a pentagon. Ain't that pentagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a pentagon, which is the number 5. 5-sided figure, which means, again, you're creating change inside this circle, which to me is like the circle of life. So to me, in order for you to be able to create this circle of life, this magician and this pentagon, I'm not too bad. Somebody could tell me what that is, a sacred geometry of a 5-sided figure that's got a point. To me, it looks like it's almost like a diamond, almost like this, like I call it the triangle, which is you, the divine feminine energies, the masculine energies, and God in between as well. But then you got this other thing. So to me, it looks like it's representing like this foundation, like how are we really setting this whole divine divine journey or this partnership? What are we sitting it on? You know, it's like really, because if you got it on something pointed, it ain't really going to be able to withstand the foundation. But you got the way they got it housed there. It's like, yeah, we still got the two energies with God connecting us, and it's just really, we got a nice balance here. And that's all these things that's got to happen in order for you to be in the magician cards, which is to cause things to change. Magician is the highest I know for the divine masculine energies, if I remember correctly. Again, with that one, I guess, yeah, I should. Now we got the 2 of swords. Now when I look at this energy here, the divine feminine has the sword 2, is down as well, and it's down in front of her. She's got the snake there, which to me, again, I'm learning also that the snake, I always say, is the difference between good and evil. To me, when I think about back in the Garden of Eden, weighing those two things, but again, looking at those two things and create change, because snakes molt, they leave their skin, they change it to something else. So that again to me is because of you looking at these two things and weighing these pros and cons, and because you're looking at now the true understanding of what something is. Now you've got some real knowledge to be able to create that change out of the understanding of the two things for the betterment of a new change of you. Okay, I'm looking at him with this tulip, and he's kind of offering this beauty thing. Now it looks like to me right now, to me it's like it's a tease, like he's teasing at this point. But at the same time, excuse me, give me some Kleenex, something to do my nose. He's doing this, but at the same time it's like it's teasing, and you look like you're saying, listen here, you know, but you teasing them back. So it looked like you're not enthused, but she sure do got this right here. Did I show you this one? I forgot. It's like I'm keeping it all to myself. That's that energy. And you got right here, he's looking, and at the same time it's teasing, but you teasing him back. It's like, boy, I ain't even studying you. But at the same time, you got your leg kind of like teasing his leg too at the same time. But it looks like you like, I'm all into what I'm doing right now. Let me look and see if this makes sure what's this 2 of swords is about. 2 of swords. 2 of swords. Night and day, you are the one. Inviting the magic of the black chicken. It is black chicken back there. Empathy and understanding are born of promising the right things and then keeping one's own promises. Empathy and understanding are born of promising the right things and then keeping one's own promises. Okay, so right now, where you are, like I said, is empathetic. And where I say how we practicing this empathetic now is really saying, okay, I see the way you're showing a divine counterpart. Now, how is that reflecting back in me? This is what we talk about empathy, and that's funny. The Monday's morning drive topic is practice understanding empathy. And so my thing is understanding that, you know, a lot of times empathy is saying put yourself in the other person's shoes. That's how you practice empathy. That's the same thing that the divine masculine and the divine feminine's thing. He's kind of throwing that energy. It's like, you know, I want you this week to really kind of like put yourself in my shoes to understand where I'm coming from as well. While you busy like, nah, that's it. And to me, like you taking your finger. Most of the time when you do that, you try to play footsie. It's like you trying to be intimate with him in that physical form, and he's like, yeah, that's fine and dandy, but at the same time you looking at me from this physical aspect, and I'm telling you, while everything is going on, I want you to kind of put yourself in my shoes and kind of see where I am coming from too. And remember the promises. The promises to me is, again, remember not the contract, but what's the agreement that we said we were going to be doing as far as being in this journey as well. So don't pay attention to the way of how I'm showing up here. You know, just kind of pay attention to knowing about, you know, what is our main purpose of being here and what's the promises that we had for ourselves and what we have for each other. We got the Seven of Wands as well. Seven of Wands is whispering, the magic of the lizard. Doubts and suspicions dissolve in the sunlight. Clarity illuminates feelings and situations, which lets me know if you work on all this stuff. I told you, I gave you an assignment. All this stuff you got to work with and see how you can do it. You're doing these energy clearance through these different chakras that I told you, and you're transmuting these things through the different chakras. This is also going to give way to this true intimacy of you coming together. This is not only just into the physical of you, the divine master, come together, but you just within that union within of having the divine feminine, and that this is an embrace that he's coming together. It's not like that other card. It was one card that was like, I told you, he's always give me reservations in there when I see it in the love card when it comes up, and it's like, yeah, I'm with you, but at the same time, I got my hand around you, but I'm still holding on to something like this. Ain't no holding on, ain't holding on to nothing. This is purely I'm into you, and purely you're into me, and we are embracing each other. So this is the energy that divine masculine is right now. It's just kind of coming together as well. And he's just saying, you know, you kind of, to me, when I look at this card, like you're looking at the wrong things. You're looking at the physical stuff. I want you to really start knowing my heart, where I am. Like say, if you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. Ooh, if you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. Ooh. Yeah, so all the things that you've been through, you know, you got yours, and honey, I got mine too, you know, but you got to trust in me like I trust in you. Yeah, you know, I ain't gonna say it. It's so easy to do, and it is. This what he's saying right here, because I'm getting ready to do this. But you got to kind of do some creative shifts within yourself. What's the overall thing? Ooh, Lord, that other song, the other card is Tempty. Grab a good look at my then we be ready to do this. We swinging on life right there and just taking in the pleasure within ourselves as we merge. Woo, I'm like, yes. That's, they telling me this is the energy with the divine master. This is the energy we moving into. Being ever, I pleasure you and you pleasure me. Clear. Okay, what's the overall theme for both the twins for the thing? Because this is going on the hour, which I did not want to do. But let's go and see what's going on. Uh-oh. One came out and I didn't pay attention. Here you are. Worth waiting for. When I see this card, it lets me know that right now it's some things that still got to be worked on. She's holding the chest. This is the heart. And the solar plex got to be worked on. And him, he's saying my communications it's got to be worked on. And I see kind of like, so he's solar plex too. He's hitting that too. Okay, both the energies, divine masculine, divine feminine, have to do that. I can do this to clarify. So right now, we're just in the waiting. It's not going to be too much of an activity this week as far as that with the energies. It looks like you got to work on. You got a lot of homework that you got to work on. and he's working on manifesting some things. He's saying be sympathetic and empathetic this week, divine feminines, and this is what we're gonna have this coming together, which is that communion, which is the cards they showed you earlier. Said understand and love. Both of you all are having this energies and emotions, divine feminine and divine masculine. It's like this woe is me. I've been kind of at this for a while. I'm getting tired. And I did a lot of reflecting on myself. I put the mirror down because it's like, how much reflecting can I do? I know it feels like it's time, like time is ticking. That's on both ends, the divine feminine, divine masculine, saying that. And we know the heart is, but the heart is not really keeping up with time right there. I've seen the emphasis there, but we are with that. And then right now we was waiting because right now we getting some answers. We're getting a new platform that we can stand on. We're going to be able to have wings and elevate and ascend on this new things because we're getting enlightenment about some things. And some things we got to become very native about here. I look at her and her native kind of things, which is that warrior. Remember, I had showed the card in Divine Feminines where it's a rah, like, we ain't playing. So kind of getting really with that earthy and looking at some real natural ways in which you can kind of get in touch with that embodiment of that warrior spirit as well. What things are we having? Now I'm going to split this up. Let's go two ways here. What things is clear? What things we have to work on in Divine Feminine? Because that's a split right there. And what do we have to work with on divine masculine? That's a lot. Jesus. Woo! And they telling stories. Like, you got a lot. It's a lot of things we got to work on. That's why I said we ain't got no time. Divine feminine, you hide and you don't want anybody to know in the shadows, but you got to work on this revenge things. You got this two swords. You're like, yeah, I got the truth. I got some truth about what you did and da and all this stuff. I see time again. Like, to me, you feel like time has been stolen. This is like a waste of time. We could have been doing things and propelling and going forth. And you're kind of growing roots in the wrong things, directions on this pain of now. That's why the divine masculine said, get out of it, snap out of it, like Moonlight, like she had snapped Nicolas Cage in it, and say, be empathetic, know where I'm coming from, know my heart. If you don't know me right now, then it really ain't no sense of me even coming and stepping into your life if you're going to always play me as the bad guy. Divine feminines, again, this thing of taking atonement, like everything, you kind of over-sacrificing yourself. You're kind of letting people just kind of take a stab at you, and you're not really letting people know in your emotions. You got to, I think I seen on somebody's, I can't remember what they were saying. I think it was Twin Intuitive 717, and she was talking about how we got to really kind of get to the point that we've got to be protective as to where we are going as far as on this journey. We're getting to the point that we're like, it's like I call it almost like a damn it to hell. This is my mom's aunt used to have that. It's like, I'm gonna get it, and it's like, no matter what, I'm in that warrior like, and this is what I'm actually zoning in and targeting. This is what I want, and forget all about all this other stuff. To me, it's also, they bring it to me like these swords is also like the truth of what everybody else said, who you are, who you're supposed to be. And you're like, yeah, that's right, that is who I am. Yes, I am. That's who I am. Yes, that's who I am. We got to stop doing that and taking on everybody else's identity about what's the truth about who you are too. This is what it looks like when I see this. And triumph of lies. Again, there's some things that's dead. Again, that's why I was picking up. So maybe I was picking up this card when I put that in my hand. You wearing everybody else's fabric or ideal or what things, because sometimes people put on clothes on you and say, oh, child, you look good in that. And you're like, that ain't really my style at all. Divine Sunshine don't wear nothing like that. It's going to have some flash and dance to it. And I got to find me some nice earrings, Mrs. Police, that I could wear that can rock with that. But that ain't me, because I so far I don't have about two people that I know can really pretty much dress me. That's Mom and my other BFF. She kind of pretty much knows. Every now and then she get it off, and I'm like, that ain't me. But majority of the time, she pretty much knows my style. I would say pretty much, maybe all of them do. I can pretty much, if I was saying, if Just throwing it out there. Let's say that if my DM wanted to do a surprise marriage thing, you know, like they used to be a rave a couple of years ago, and then they like he didn't want me to know about it. I would trust them to go pick out the wedding dress for me. That I know they'll pick something that's right. Between all of them, they get together. I believe they'll find the right one that's gonna be, and I don't have to be in. He just say just show up at this location. And I'm like, what's going on? And he like, this is the day we get married. And he do a pop-up wedding thing on me. I could trust them to go between mom and the rest of them to go give me a dress that I was like, okay, I love it. I'm satisfied with the dress that y'all got. I could wear this and rock this. This same thing when we talk about was triumphs of lies there when you're wearing this kind of like it's blocking you from becoming truly your divine self because you got these dead thoughts and ideologies that's not working, and you working on people pleasing, like taking on the facts of other things that you hear. That's why I told you as divine feminine, it's very important that you really find the true vibration that you actually resonate off of, and let everybody else tune into your frequency, not you tune into everybody else's frequency. Okay, so what frequency are you resonating on? I hope I remember that. I seem like that's a good title for you all. Okay, next one for the divine masculine, fated to suffer. Now, really, to me, with the divine masculine, what they hide is some kind of way they truly believe that the way these things are coming to them and presenting themselves in life, this is about the best that they could offer. They're not looking beyond it. That's why I was trying to tell my divine masculine, and he wasn't kind of feeling it. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna meet you where you are. I'm just gonna leave you because you're not there. Somebody told me that I gotta stop trying to get people to the finish line. That ain't my job. You supposed to get there. And that's it. And so this is the same thing like that. They seeing these issues emotionally, but they're not seeing that it's really coming as a blessing. Instead, like this, we looking at this and say, oh, that's the wicked witch trying to poison Snow White, and it might just be totally like this is an old lady that's trying to give her apple because she's hungry. Okay, the way they're viewing things is not right. It's the illusion. Believing in illusion is very skewed when it comes to their emotions. Again, with them, they feel like they're alone in the world right now. Some things that's going on with them. They feel very vulnerable in their emotions. They feel like they're dead center and everything, where they're exposed. Anybody could drop a bomb at any time. And they've been trying on all these fabrics, and they're like, that ain't working, that ain't working. And I'm just really comfortable just right where I am. The skin I'm in as a feminine, but in my emotions, but I'm vulnerable, and I just feel alone in the world. Don't nobody really understand me. He almost throwing that, saying the divine feminine, the divine counterpart ain't really understanding him either. In so many words, that's what I'm picking up. Fragmentation. Like I said, the divine masculine is feeling fragmented because of this here as well. It's like the wings. Emotion is like, I'm trying to get there, but in some ways, like this keys is like too heavy for him to even be able to send. But really stop looking at it as if the keys are too heavy. The keys is really the things to unlock you, to get you to where you are, but it's all in your way of viewing and the illusions of how you're looking at some things. And so that's an issue as far as the way in which he's seeing things. I ain't got no pen. This pen, and I keep on saying I'm going to forget what the heck I just said. Is this working? What frequency? You don't do this to me. Work with me. I ain't just get this pen. Oh, that's right. He said, you got a pen, nutcase. Give me my angel pen. It's like, listen, you up there trying everything else. I got a pen. Thank you. Okay, what frequency? This is for divine feminine and divine masculine. Again, what things are you way are you looking at things, divine masculine? Because this right here seems like to me that this is weighing you down, and it's not. You taking, again, your overall thing to me is that you taking things that is coming there to help you, and that's a blessing, and you looking at it as if it's a burden. You taking the B and hearing the word buh and saying, oh, that stands for burden, and he gone and you done took off. You ain't even trying to listen to the rest of it. And then it said downcast pride. Again, overactive crown chakra, and you're rooted in the wrong things. Again, so in order, if you wanted to do some clearing for your divine masculine this week. I would say definitely divine feminines. You watching this, do a lot of crown chakras. He is not able to see. It's just all overactive activity going on. And do okay, did you hear that thing pop? That's usually when my divine master does that. He does that with popping with candles stuff. That's how he manifests. So my thing is that's a true. He said, yup, that's true. Do the work, do some clearing, transmuting with Dream Queen, definitely would do that. And then also getting rooted and grounded in those. Those are the two areas that you got to really work on. Okay, got to manifest. I told him, I said, you do you. I don't get scared no more when he popped the daggone candles no more. That's why I like to have my candles going, because that's another way he communicate. Dream Queen does water, and I do the fire. We get together. Feel me. I want to feel the fire. That's so funny. That's why you see me hop up. I said, "Oh Jesus, I didn't put my candle on." That's true, because I could do some things with the flame too. That's interesting. That we're two different opposites. But my thing is that okay. I don't want to do any of that. I kind of told you what the life changes. We on one. Ooh, I said 1 0 is 10. Let me go on and see what's the big change that's going to happen. Clear. We're going to put it together, intersect them together. So this week, some life changes that got to care is self-care. I've been said that. Definitely in, it seems like it's saying your throat chakra. Make sure you are expressing this, like saying no. Like somebody might want you to do, say, no, I'm going to go home today. What? No, I'm going to go home and rest. Or just really to me expressing your boundaries of how you're protecting yourself through your self-care management. Okay, this week you're going to express it. Okay, like you say, can you do a reading? No, I'm resting today. I'm not doing no reading. I'm sorry. Catch me, not catch me outside. Why keep on saying catch me outside? Catch me on another day. That's why I say watch the readers when they're in that kind of mode, that catch me outside mode. That was me, catch me outside. No, not today's not a good day. I'm resting. Next thing, kind of okay with that. You are stronger than you know. You're going to get really understanding you're stronger than you know. That heart chakra is going to be really stronger. The higher up heart chakra there. Just really is. And I know now, I said, what's the pink? That means really being passionate about some stuff. So this is becoming stronger. Okay, that's what the hot fuchsia pink represents to me now, is passion for that. Memories, again, letting that kind of fade, getting really kind of really strong. You got the pink here, you got a little bit of remnants of your passion for it, but then also letting that kind of fade away, being passionate, because some of the vast things is not good, and being able to use the memories that you have and being nostalgic to help you be solar plexus, which means standing your authority in some things too. Okay, also I see a little orange there, which is how you being able to, how's that playing part, you being able to connect to others too through the sacral. And then windfall. Okay, so really saying here we got the purple, which is being able to see your manifestation happen, like you're saying, the magician. Also how you're connecting to others to make things happen, because some of these things you're going to need some connections in the physical, and you're going to need people. This is what I'm picking up, to make sure you create this shift, this windfall to actually happen. So it's going to use, the universe is going to actually use some people, some key, poignant, influential people to make this happen. So that's why you want your this sacral chakra chakra is not as clear and bright as I like it to be. So I would say work on that as well, to get that open, and so you can make this connection, because this, again, they're going to use people this week, to use powers that be, to help you to create this windfall, whether it is like in customers. Okay, which means like customers. Okay, thank you. So that's true. Like customer, like I say, I need somebody to help me with this project that I'm trying to help my bestie on. So getting customers, getting other people to help you with dreams, maybe talk to you, mentoring, maybe some readers to help you out or something like that. What do we need to surrender? Clear. What do we need to surrender? We need to surrender. Joy came back up there. We had that earlier. So you need to surrender the joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling, doing both the hard and the easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. That said that. They said that earlier in these cards. Let me see that. Right. The joy. I told you. They told us we had to do that. Okay. That's something that you got to do. Then also put your back. You made the presence known. Okay, and then you got to surrender your addictions. Whether your addictions to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Addictions is anything that you do habitually over and over and over again without you thinking, or you either want it so and to a point that it's involuntarily, or you don't have control over your actions. That's something that you got to work on, whether it's negative thinking. Like I said, we've seen that represented with divine masculine. We have to actually do that because it's masking our emotions, our true selves. It's masking it. So we got to kind of get that out of the way. Okay, and it's creating a web of entanglement on other things. It might look real pretty on her, but that's not helping us to really get out of our situation. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in compassionately. Identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Okay, and so again, divine truth or confirmation is saying yes. Archangel Raphael is like, yeah, you got to be that fear. I told you work with that sacral again, because right now we're in court this windfall, rather it's passion about in the relationships, or you trying to manifest something tangible as far as in the material aspect. You've got to work on this intimacy, understanding, love. You know, now I got this new thing. A lot of times, sometimes I can feel myself when it shuts, my heart shuts down, and I have to kind of open up and try to work with that heart-to-heart meditation, which helps me some exercises and things I told you to do in there that helps me to kind of be able to welcome the thing in as far as love. So that's, again, like I said, go on Divine You Associate 1111, real cheap. I use my stuff. I don't sit out there and just give it to you and say, ooh, all right, now they just using. I just sit back. I don't use no more. I do use my own stuff. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. Right. So, you know, you got to just give it on over. Just like you say, you want a divine masculine, and that's your energy too, wants to create this magician to happen and occur. You got to let it go. So like he sharpened his knife, is like he armed and ready for whatever the spirit tells him to do. Like they say, might say, get up right now. You say, okay, well, we're going. I want you to go over here. I don't know why I think about Jupiter 11. That say, go over here to this coffee shop. I think it was like, and that's how she was able to meet, manifest beautifully, and go sit in this specific position and have your back in a certain way. And so you're going to see somebody's about to come past. Now, if she wasn't there for that divine clandestine or serendipitous moment for her to be able to intersect and meet with manifesting beautifully, that would have just never had happened, you know. So my thing is, and a lot of times, like if I didn't have said I was going to this party and say I was going to go there, I was really going there to meet some other guy. And if I had not went there and I said, well, since I'm here, I might as well, you know, he said he was going to be there. And I said, well, while I'm here, you know, just might as well enjoy. I would never have met the divine masculine at the same time, you know, because I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't go. Because I think I was kind of in between the not going. I said, but this guy said he was going to be there. And I said, okay, well, that give me a chance. I'll see you and be at this party at the same time. And then in walks the divine masculine. That would have never ever happened, you know. So sometimes you got to be like armed and ready for those times and periods for things to happen, you know, because like I said, because of other people. And I think she was saying also that she was like choir practice. They didn't have it that day, or she got the days mixed up or something like that. She was able to meet, and the same thing like that because of me intersected. I told you how that happened. The young lady so happened to have been over the group. This was like a group that I did on Facebook, and it was like they always talk about sex things, sex talks and relationships and things that matters at the end. And she happened to be the young lady that was the one that had broke up the Catalyst twin and myself in high school. And so at the same time, that's so funny. I used to always say, "Ooh wee!" I was so upset with her wanting that revenge, like that revenge card that showed there earlier about her. And then Lord said, "Listen here, she gonna be the same one that leads you to the true one. She really was doing you a favor. That was not the right one." So to this day, I credit, say thank you for her being able to do that. You just never know how the universe is gonna use people. Because of her hosting and coming up with this group, that's how I was able to meet my divine masculine. It was never would it be. So that's why I say you got to be open. Work on this windfall. Work on the sacral there. Okay, and what do we need to work on is in our divinity. Clear. Evil wood. That is going over. Create balance. That's the second time this came out again. Learn how to balance. And he said that also in this magician things. This is both energies, feminine and masculine. Feminine and masculine. Those energies. This came out earlier before. Balance. Again, you need both parts here. You got to think out the box. You got to create that circle of life with that infinity coming back around and create that cycle. In that cycle of whatever does not suit you or find you, and then you got to create this certain balance about how you're positioning yourself in life so you can have this actually flow. Okay, in the universe, clear. The universe says forgive. That came up again. This is the second time. It's like you forgetting. You got to forgive. Forgive yourself, like I said, because if you knew better, you would have done better. That's first day. Forgive your divine counterpart, because if they would have knew better, they would have did better. And then forget the people in the world that have done things to you in the world, because if they would have knew better, they would have done better. So it says, of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for gobs, the universe. So it depends on how much you want it. How much do you want this union? Then if you want it real bad, you say, I want him, then you're going to have to forgive. And you remember, the act of forgiveness is not for forgiving themselves. It's more so for yourself. And then also you releasing that. So when you forgive them and say, you know what, whatever karmic debt that you and I have accumulated, I'm saying it's good. We good now. You done paid it out. It's all good. It's all paid up. And so you go on ahead in peace and go on and live your life and do what you got to do. Okay. Seemed like to me a lot of karmic things is kind of interplay. That's one thing I wanted to kind of had asked about. I know for my anniversary thing, I kind of want to go back clear and do a karmic reading. Because why? I'll tell you why. I know if you say we don't do that. The karmic of the third party, because when I started off on this journey, this is a lot of cards. When I started off on this journey, that's what I started. That was like my bread and butter. And I want to pay homage for like the full circle of where I came from and coming back into that. We had Shaquita at the club and Lil Shakina. I forgot even the character's name. And we had Fabio and all those different kind of things. He was reading like a regular soap opera. And that was really was a catalyst to start me for where I am. So you don't ever forget where you came from. Let's not us forget where you are and where you came from to help you, to propel you into the newness. So I think around, my heart chakra is really activated. I'm going to, ain't no think I am, because I've been tossing back and forth about that. And I will do that for my anniversary thing. I don't know when the 30th falls. Does it fall on? Let me see. When is the 30th fall? Oh, that's a Thursday. Yeah. I doubt if I will be doing it on that one. Okay, so maybe someone in that week. We'll see. That I will do. That'd be interesting to do on that one. Maybe Saturday. Maybe I'll do something. I'll do a karmic read or something like that. On January 25th. Because that's the lunar moon. That starts the new lunar year. So maybe I'll do something like that. And that'll be my anniversary celebration thing that I'll do. Maybe about 11 or something like that, karmic read. Just to kind of see about what the energies is about that currently. Because that's what I used to do. And I stopped that. But that's it. So now what is, again... As far as in love, we're talking about, I just did one pull. So that'd be divine counterparts want to say to each other is True love. This is a once in a lifetime love. True. Counterparts want to say to the other, take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. True. The counterparts want to say to each other, embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. True. I hear somebody high-fiving on that one. And the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. So you are both counterparts are saying that to each other. And ending on this one, oh, I did not mean clear. But this is the energy. When you do the current energies, it kind of goes into that. Well, okay. It's kind of long. Woohoo, I got you. Okay, you got a lot. The energies is really want to prepare you with a lot of information this week. Cause like these cards been really happy. So I got the awesome pop-up cards here, which is telling us, and the envelope is, if you like, on the Oscars. Do you know what you are? You are a marvel. Pablo Casals. Okay. That's that one. That's what the universe wants you to know. Also, you're awesome. The universe wants you to know that by being yourself, you put something wonderful in the world that was not there before. Edwin Elliot. This is good. And there is only one you, and you are important. Chuck Swindoll. Okay. All right. That's a good way to end this reading with. And so, again, go on there. The secret sale is still going on. I haven't taken it off yet. When I'm directed, I will. So go on there and take advantage. Get that heart-to-heart meditation and get that self-worth one. That one is, I work with that all of the time. This is how it's helping me to be able to kind of be empathetic and kind of think of the divine mask in a different way. Like I said, I think some of them is $2.50. And somebody's $3. I can't remember who was who. And then I got also the rejection meditation too. So go divineunsouls11.co as well. The Archangel Raphael is in agreement. He's hit 2 times to tell you that's what you need to do. Those of you all who don't have it. Those are the rest of you all that have been on my mail list. I sent you good things on there already, and I had said gifted that to you all for free already. All right, until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you. Do your homework. Remember, look at the beginning, go back and run again and see what things can you all be doing as far as expressing that this week. And then also, so get your notes out, go back with a notebook and get that, especially the beginning part. And then also create your own coat of arms. Coat of arms. Remember, 4 boxes. Coat of arm like a shield, and you put 4 boxes in there and put 4 symbols on there. Work with that, put it on the wall, and that is the thing that you'll be working with this week. I'll create mine, put it on the community tab, and then show you what my coat of arms is. All right then. Again, Archangel Raphael said, do that. I love you, Ralphie. You know I love you. All right, until next time. Love you.